update on the proposed tree law from the planning department. I actually went to the meeting on Monday, and there was no update yet. We're still waiting to hear from the report from GEI. Jessica emailed that group. They're still working on it. They don't expect to be done until the fall, and she recommends that we wait until we have the whole report to do anything. So I'm going to take a look at this letter. Okay. Dock law changes, I know that they had a change, and supposedly it was coming to the board, but I didn't get anything to change from Jen. Oh, you did? The dock law?
Yes, I did. You guys can review it, it's in the packet.
Oh, it's in the packet? Okay.
Someplace in there.
Oh, dock law.
No, I don't think they did.
You guys copies and that's what it was getting and figure out what you're gonna do with it.
No, we don't have it.
What's it called? I'm not seeing what we have to. Really? Is that done? Is that done? Done?
What do you need? You need the agenda? Wait, can you just grab a copy of the agenda for Jeff, please?
How much?
Yeah.
Okay. Copy.
That's it down. I thought I included it down, sorry.
I got it. Yeah. Hey, this is still, there's another one.
Take care. Let's see the yeah.
Does everybody want to go home and review this, and then bring it back to the next meeting? This is... Okay, so we did the first set of signs, and Gary, I understand you and Harry want to do the second,
Yeah, we
the
did.
second phase?
We did every sign in the house.
We did every side of the village and,
Is there only one more phase, or do you think we'll have to
actually,
break that down to phases?
after this is done, it's, I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
What we did, we drove around the village and counted up all the signs. Took it home, broke it down, called up for an estimate. Got two quotes. Callcraft, the one in Easton Correctional, usually does it at the cheapest price. Actually had a raise in price. A Cano sign, I handed out a quote to all of you. It's nuts and bolts. It's all the way down to accept the labor. It's all the stop signs and all what we call the federal signs, the green and white street signs. This is all the mandated stuff.
Did you count the signs, like the wooden signs that we have and stuff like that, or
Yes,
no?
yes, we did.
Okay.
And what we did, what I'm thinking there is that with the wooden signs, pull them out and purchase through a panel sign, drop in the
Oh,
poles, right there. So this way we know there won't be any gas problem or water problem. There are existing signs that are there already.
Okay.
So I think it's a pretty smart thing to do. The only thing I didn't price out, and this is because Harry and I, were the no signs, the regulatory, not the no parking, but
the big ones.
some of the big ones.
Okay.
They,
Same.
But we only have two or three of those, right?
Yes, I think.
yeah, but I counted up 20 signs, loose signs, children in areas, stuff like that. Some of them might even be reflective already, and just dirty.
Right.
Or some of them need to be replaced. Now, I don't know who wants to make the call on that. There's 20 out there, you might want to replace 4 or 5, but these signs are more expensive. Those,
Because they're bigger?
Bigger, they're $50, $60, some of them, as opposed to these. So I don't know how you, that would be the final phase, that would be 3, and then we'd be done,
Okay.
be over.
So how much is it just to replace the green and white signs?
The green and white, well, the green and white and the stops, you're at $3,547.19.
Oh, is that what this is for?
This is what, that's right. That's
Okay.
what's sold. This is the posts, and I ordered some extra posts, well, I didn't order, but I quoted some U-channel posts because some of our stop signs are still too low. And we can extend them, cut the piece and extend them up a bit. They're $28 a piece, so we can cut them in half and get those up to 7, 8 feet where we need to get them.
And then
Some-
after this, the next phase would be those
That-
miscellaneous signs that you're
Yes,
saying?
exactly.
And you say there's about 20 of them?
There's about 20 of them, yeah.
Anybody have any questions about that?
Oh, by the way, that's low bid.
Yep. Nice. Just want to see what we put in for budget for signs.
Seems to be the named ones that are gonna be the first ones that they're gonna come down.
Joe, is this gonna fall under street maintenance or all roads?
Signs.
So let's do signs.
Page 3, under, just after public safety, traffic control signs.
Oh, okay. So we only budgeted $1,000 for this year to do that. So we'd be going over if we do this. I'm not saying we shouldn't, I'm just saying we'd be going over.
That's last year's budget.
Oh, I'm looking at,
That's last year's numbers.
Oh.
That's year end.
oh, right, yeah, okay. I think what I'll do is, when I look and see what we budgeted, I know we had budgeted more money because we knew we were gonna redo the signs. Okay. All right. Okay, John, did we get a price to move the floats in and out?
Not yet. I spoke to Dieter Lund. He's the person who puts in all the docks around the area. And he's very, very busy right now. When he has a chance, he'll come down to California Park and look at it. And of course, he needs to know basically the size of the pieces he would have to be dealing with. And once we decide on that, we'll give further information.
Okay, so far then, for the dock, we just have the $75 insurance cost,
Right.
and then we're waiting for the floating docks. The survey, Chick didn't have a chance to finalize it yet or even send over a draft copy. He's been away, but he promised me he'll have it in the next few weeks. So if I get it before the next meeting, then I'll send it over to everybody. Okay.
On the cost of the docks, just like we moved them here, we can move them down to the beach. It wouldn't cost anything.
No, we're talking about moving them in and out each season and storing them.
Do the same thing.
The background on this was that as far as surveying the residences as to ongoing costs and what have you, this was something that was a part of it, was every year we incur those costs.
Well, just like we sat down and did it, it was not a problem. It took a little bit of time, but we could do the same thing. Move it.
You say we would do it ourselves?
I don't think we can count on that.
Yeah.
I think we
People
can.
get injured, people get
Well,
older.
Maybe,
don't have the
maybe
equipment.
we
You
can't
know?
count on you, but I would do it.
For your life?
Not
One day you'll die.
Well, hopefully not for 20 years.
Yeah, it's just background information that people need to know, how this all plays out as an adult.
Right, where would we store them, what the cost would be,
Just
so.
throw 'em at the beach.
So we're still waiting for that. I had a lot of table stuff, okay. I don't remember who it was, but one of the residents was asking about a turning sign from 25A turning off into the village.
Yeah, and I put into DOT about it, and here's what I received back. They're interested in doing something. Dear Mr. Chairman, in response to your request, we have scheduled an investigation of this location and will notify you of our findings at the conclusion of our study. Your request will be responded to as promptly as possible. Thanks, Green, Mr. Work.
There is one going into Van Brunt. There is a sign, a left-hand turn sign arrow there.
Is there?
Yes,
Okay,
if
because
you come on.
I just sent in I should have checked that. I didn't realize that, because someone complained about that. And I did send in a request that they responded to. Yes, this is the first request I put in for turn off 25A onto Washington.
Okay. You want to give that to the clerk so then he can follow up?
If I recollect our discussion, it was that
There you go, Joe.
it wasn't simply that there was an intersection with a left-hand.
No, it's just an arrow that lets you know that there's a.
Right, but the question was, could we get a flashing light or? is
That was
there
a
some
different resident.
dangerous curve ahead, something like that that would kind of be different from the, because what happens is, you see so many of those signs, you tune them out. It doesn't really alert you. And so I think that what we need to do is, in this request, would be to really say that we want to take it to the next level. They must have different levels of warnings or something like that, to just see if we can make it that, people would require an emergency brake if there was somebody blocking their way around them. So they have to be alerted, however they, it wasn't simply that left turn sign.
Is there a contact person on that order?
Oh, yeah.
There is?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the,
regional traffic manager.
and I did mention that to them. They are going to take that into account, that perhaps it should say dangerous turn coming up, something more, more to fit in the situation. But that's what they're going to investigate. And I did even throw in the idea of perhaps another lane.
Well, you said this wouldn't go on
A turn lane. I know. But I asked them to look into it.
Wait, you guys were looking into it?
Well, I mean, they did do the paving of the road years ago, and that's, like part
Okay, Jeff, you asked me to add repairs to Chestnut. I wasn't sure what that was, but.
Well, Harry, you probably know that. We had that bad section of washout, and then the very day that they were doing pothole repairs in the village, he was having all that work, that Foley was having all that work done down there, and they were using that area to access his property. So I figured maybe that was the reason nothing was done, but it's not only.
Basically, nothing has been done.
Okay, well, what's happening now is, because they were going over that area with the earthing, the breakages are a little worse, but now the washout is going
Beyond
going down into the open area that's down there. And it really, it's significant. We haven't had that many heavy rains, and you can really see how this is kind of escalated after working. So we really need to get on that. So
I think we need to sit down there and either put some kind of curbing in there, actual curbing, or a hell of a berm.
But we had had this discussion, that's why I'm asking you to put it on the agenda, is because it kind of fell by the wayside. It really needs, it's an important section there because it's going fast, and you know, I'm afraid that the road is stuck.
Sooner or later.
Yeah, so we
So-
really need to,
Do you wanna look at a price for either one or the other?
well, I haven't done any of this before,
Okay.
so, I mean, in terms of vendors, with people coming in, is it something that we need to actually put out the bid because it's gonna be that big of a job?
You will never
Yeah,
know to get the first estimate, then, you know,
Why
we'll see how
don't,
much it's
why
gonna
don't we
be.
get the people that paved it to sit down and give us a price on,
Building asphalt.
you know, putting a big berm up there and repaving all of that, maybe putting some, you know, like real stone in there.
I thought that that's what when we had to walk around with the other guys who were gonna be doing the potholes, that wasn't brought up, I didn't look at that.
You don't know, if they were working, you know, on this property, maybe they just didn't, you know, they went past it.
Well, if we have, we use these guys regularly, this is,
Yeah,
so,
go.
can we just have them come in and see what we need and then
Well,
we can
Mike will do
start?
it.
Oh.
Mike will meet with them, he'll get a price, and then he'll go from there. Okay, he can let us know next,
But
you know.
I think it definitely needs.
He'll be with you when he does it, he's just not around this weekend.
It could be something that is a big expense, and, you know, we have to like put a berm, we have to have a paved curb, drainage going down, I mean, it's,
I'm just thinking that was the berm is gonna wash out. Like, maybe
well,
it
that's
should
why
be
if
a
they
color.
make it a hard surface, they, you know, they can take blacktop and they kind of make it go up a little bit, so it doesn't really wash out the berm.
Okay,
But at least it'll be redirected from his property and down.
Down in the rest of the street, yeah.
okay, so then we're talking on the north side of the property where those trees were taken out and put back in?
No, the
Opposite Andy Lee's driveway.
Okay,
South side.
along, Poquott's property.